I managed to make all of this in the last 6 months because of you guys. Hello everyone, this is Stephanie from Little Steffi Big World. Welcome back to my channel. Do you remember what I said in November 2019? So I decided I'm going to do these 5 projects here. So Morocco, then Pisa, Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Northern Europe. These 5 trips over the next 6 to 8 months. That's the plan. So yeah, it's May 2020, so that's 6 months later. And I managed way more than that. I haven't finished the Northern Europe trip completely by this, but I show you in more detail what I've done. But first of all, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to each one of you. You gave me the support that I needed to keep going. I want to finish that stuff, not only for me, but also to show you and to inspire you. But I also get inspired from all the people that I see on YouTube, on Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much. You are a very big help, a very big motivator for me to do all of this stuff. Yeah, let's get into what I've done in the past 6 months and what I've already put on my YouTube channel and what's to come. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing I managed to do is my Morocco scrapbook album, and it's all on my channel already on how I prepared this. I made a how-to scrapbook, like a really simple one, really small and very fast. I put a video on how to arrange pictures, the memorabilia and the titles, and another videos on like the washi tape, the backgrounds and the journaling, because this scrapbook is full of journaling. So there's also of course a flip through, one with just music where I'm just showing you the pages, and one where I go into that trip that we took back in 2017. We went for 2 weeks, and so this was the first one, and I did the snowball effect. So I started with a small scrapbook and then it's gonna go bigger as we go. So this is the first one I finished. The next one, as I planned to do it, is the Pisa scrapbook album. I'm very happy how this turned out. It's very colorful, and all the videos about this album are on my channel already. So there's a step-by-step on how I did this. There's one video on how I chose the backgrounds, and another video on how I put the memorabilia into a very smaller scrapbook album like this. And of course there is also a flip through, complete from the first page to the last page, when we went on a road trip down to Pisa to visit some friends. We stayed for a week, went to a couple of cities around Pisa as well. So that's all on my video as well. The second scrapbook I finished. Then it was about just before Christmas 2019, and this was not in the plan. I mean, we planned to go to Portugal, but I didn't think I'd be able to do a traveler's notebook. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to finish one and take it with me and fill it up while we are there. But I did it. So there are videos on how I prepared this before we went on the trip. I was able to film a little bit of the journaling process while we were in Portugal. The last 2 days I had to do here when we got back, and of course there's a complete flip through of this journal, and this is just like the organization part, like what are the details of our trip, the budget, the list, everything is on my channel. So this was not planned, but I managed to do everything. I finished this in January, like a week after we got back. That was all finished. So we just came back from Portugal, so I did a Portugal scrapbook album. That was not on my list as well. I thought I'll do that later on, but I just had to do it. I brought back so much memorabilia, travel memorabilia from that trip, like over 2 kilograms, and I just had to put it in, and it was so easy and so fast. I do have the preparation for this because it was a little bit different, because I used a lot less decoration material. Like I used washi tape, I used stickers and letters and, you know, a pen and everything. but mainly it's about pictures and it's about the memorabilia that I brought back with me, like this maps, or this is from a newspaper, and this cork postcard that I brought back. So yeah, another scrapbook that was not on my list got finished, I think also in January 2020. So this is like the fourth scrapbook that I managed to do in just 2 months. And then I did a mini album of our weekend trip to Neuschwanstein back in 2016. It's a ring-bound mini album with lots of pictures, lots of scraps that I used up, and it was so fun doing this. I made this over a weekend. I started on a Friday and was finished on a Sunday. In total, it took me 8 hours to do this, and it was so much fun. So yeah, I was just in the mood of doing something, but I was stuck with my Thailand album. I'll tell you in a little bit why. So instead, I got this finished, and everything is up on my channel about this album as well, on how I put this together and a complete flip through. And because I was in the mood, I did another mini album. This was from a weekend trip to Potsdam in the same year, in 2016. And this got a little bit bigger, and it was a little bit more structured and different in style. This, I think I managed to start on the Monday. Well, I finished on Sunday with the Neuschwanstein mini album. So I started this on Monday, and on Friday everything was done. It was still like 9 hours of work in total over 5 days. So everything about this album, how I put this together and the flip through, is also already up on my YouTube channel. So I'm very, very happy about this. So this is like the this is already the 6th scrapbook I managed to do in the last 6 months, and it was done in February, I think. Everything was done in February. So then it was March 2020, the coronavirus pandemic hit us, and I did this Sri Lanka scrapbook album, and it's so massive. It's so big. Oh my god. And I'm so happy I managed to do this in like 2 weeks or something. And this is what I've just shown you. So I've just finished all the videos. They're all on my channel. I started to put everything together in January 2019. I had all the pictures, the memorabilia and the embellishment, even the book and all the background paper was in already. And then I didn't do anything until a year later, and I was able to do everything. So I had to reorganize everything. I did a process video. I also did a video on how I put the memorabilia in and a flip through. So I tell you everything about this 3-week trip to Sri Lanka in 2017. It was amazing. The trip was so amazing. We went to so many different cities all around the island. We did so many things like a safari. We went whale watching. We went to see turtles. We went to the beaches, but we also went to the highlands, to tea plantations, and we did so many things. And because my family is from Sri Lanka, you get to see some other sides of Sri Lanka that you might not see as a tourist as that. So yeah, that was all finished in I think in April, early April 2020, still in the lockdown of Germany. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, I managed to do all of this. I just need to get bigger rings for this. The copy shops are open now, but I'm still afraid to go to get this done. I'm gonna do that later. So yeah, so I managed to do the Sri Lanka album before the Thailand album. That's got a few reasons. So this is the completed Thailand album. And as you can see, I did this in a completely different format as all the other ones. It's not technically ring bound. I mean, it's got a ring binding system here, but it's not as rings as the other albums. And also, I didn't do it in this album as I intended to do, and that was the reason why this album got postponed. I started doing the Thailand album in this album, And when I came to page 7, or the 7th layout, I decided this is too small. This is too small. So I put that to the side, made the Neuschwanstein mini album and Potsdam and Sri Lanka first, until I got this album from a haul. And when that arrived, I just finished Sri Lanka, my Sri Lanka album. The next day I got the delivery, so I made this after that. So this is the next thing you will see on my channel. So if you want to not miss any of these videos, there's already a video about a sneak peek into this. So I show you 2 different layouts, how I do them. So yeah, this is gonna be the next album I'm going to show you. And I managed to finish this in the middle of April, I think, or late April. Once I show you all the videos about this album and I show you the flip through, I will do, as promised, in November 2019, I'll do a giveaway of this album that I used before to store the pictures in. So subscribe to my channel, stay tuned, put on the notification bell, and don't miss out on this album, don't miss out on the giveaway. Speaking of giveaway, on the International Scrapbook Day in May 2020, I did a giveaway and I used 10 sheets of paper from this collection. I made a notebook and envelopes and tags and lots of other things to give away on my Instagram account. So if you head over to Instagram, follow Little Steffi Big World, I'm gonna do another giveaway because I still have some of the paper left. And there is a video on my channel as well to show you what was inside that giveaway. So it's gonna be similar to the last one probably. Gonna do a similar notebook and the envelopes and tags and everything. I thought that really fitted well and with the cards. But what I'm also gonna include next time is a mini album that's made out of just 1 sheet of pattern paper. I made a video about this on my channel as well, which is a recreation of another German video, but because it was in German, I just thought it's a brilliant idea. I'm gonna do that in English as well, and I'm gonna do probably 1 or 2 mini albums out of this paper pad as well. The 4 mini albums that I show you in my other album, they all went out as happy mails to friends. I've been lately into happy mails as well, and I put in whatever I had, just sent them out and decorate the envelopes, making punches and tags and little envelopes inside the envelope, and putting stickers in and other things, putting washi tape samples, very important. Did that in the last months as well. I've been very busy in the last 6 months. So yeah, that's gonna be over on my Instagram account. So after doing all these projects, I had loads and loads of scraps, and I decided to do the color country count. I had this idea actually for over a year now, and now I just took a break from the big scrapbooks and decided I wanted to do something like this. And I took out my scraps, I put them out by color, made little collages. I stamped out the letters of the countries that I've visited, put that on black cardstock that I also had in my scraps. So this is basically a book of the countries that I've already visited. So this video is coming up as well on how I basically made this little book with the bookbinding guide, and how I'm doing the covers and the inside. You're going to see that. You see some pictures on my Instagram account already. This is something I did as well, and it only took me like 2 days to put everything together. So I started with the Northern Europe Travel Scrapbook album. As of May 2020, I've done 25 layouts. 25 of approximately 120. So because these are bigger layouts, and because this trip was really important to me as well, I mean all the other trips were important to me, but this was a 30-day trip to Denmark, Sweden, Norway, the Netherlands, and then back to Germany. It was amazing with our little daughter. She was only just over a year old. We did so many things. It was just fantastic. So I'm in the middle of this. So I started this, and seeing from November 2019 to May 2020, I never thought I'd be that far along in this album actually after just 6 months. When I said in November, 6 to 8 months, I really thought like, yeah, in 8 months I might start with this. But now I'm thinking like in 2 months I'm gonna be finished with this. I'm gonna be finished with 120 layouts, and this is gonna be all done. Amazing. But you know what? This is not the last thing I did, because I put this to the side and I'm actually doing another scrapbook parallel to this one. So I'm doing 2 projects at the same time right now. And I call it the Surreal Journey Through 2020. So this is my coronavirus pandemic diary. It's my view, my story, and how I see this pandemic, how it affected my life. And I decided to do a junk journal. Yay! I wanted to do a junk journal for so long, but I never really thought like, okay, I don't have the time for it. And now I have already finished the second journal is finished as well, and I've just started doing the third one, although the pictures are missing. I put some post-its here and there, like here, to a picture of Lisbon and whatever, you know, pictures of this and that. So the pictures is not in yet, and I will show you each journal as long as pictures is not in, because there's a lot of personal, private stuff in here as well. But I will show you, because this is a different kind of journey, and maybe you are interested in that, but I will show it to you way after I showed you the other scrapbooks. So I'm working on this, I'm working on the Northern Europe trip, and I actually have another project going on. So this is my project life. This is one of 5 albums that I have, which documents the first 10 years of my relationship with my husband. So I have 3 of this album that say Keep Life Simple, and 2 red ones. So they're alternating between the green and the red, so it doesn't get too boring. And I'm not going to show you all of this. I don't want to bore you, but of course the travels of us 2 together are documented in this as well, in a totally different way than the ring albums or the little notebooks that I've just shown you, or the traveler's notebook. So this is another way of documenting travels. So I'm just going to show you, for example, I moved to Manchester. I lived there for 1.5 years, so loads of that when we were together, so it's a lot about that. Or here is one big layout that I did about our day trip to Liverpool. This is a day trip to Singen, which is on the German-Swiss border. I will show you a little bit about the process of how I do the big layouts and the pocket pages. So this is something I've been able to work on a lot in the last 6 months, especially in the last 2 months, you know, at the lockdown in Germany. Thank you so much again for your support. You motivate me, but the biggest help, the biggest motivator is actually my husband. He is helping me so much, especially in the last 2 months while he was out of work in April completely, and most of May. He is able to do so much with our daughter and in our household, so I have more time to do this, to get on with this. Even though he doesn't watch all my videos, I mean, he has these albums, he can actually take it into his hands, go through it and discuss with me about them, you know, about this journey. It's like the mini albums from 2016. I mean, when I finished these 2 in just a week and he went through it with me, he looked through them, he was so amazed at how this looks, how it brings back the memories, you know, with the pictures and what I wrote about them and the travel memorabilia. And this is what it's about. Scrapbooking is about keeping those memories alive. And while scrapbooking, I'm going back in time, you know, going back to our 8th anniversary in 2016. This was just like a week before we got married. And this was just a few months after that when we were already married. I love it, and I hope this helps you to do your own scrapbooks. So thank you very much to everyone who's watching my videos, giving me a thumbs up, commenting on my videos or on my pictures over on Instagram. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna show you to Thailand scrapbook album next, the color country count, my coronavirus, junk journal, and the Northern Europe trip. And then in about, let's say 3 months from now, I'm gonna start with my Australia album, or restart with my Australia scrapbook album. Thank you so much, stay safe and scrapbook on. Bye bye.